Hello, students. Now, Adventures of Toto is a humorous and adventurous story, as the title suggests, of a naughty monkey named Toto. And here, the narrator's grandfather bought the monkey from a Tonga driver. And here, you will find the pranks which were played by Toto have been narrated in a very interesting way. And the story is quite funny and humorous, and you would definitely like it. So, the grandfather of the writer purchased a monkey named Toto from a Tonga driver by paying 5 rupees to him. And the Tonga driver had tied the little red colored monkey to a feeding trough so that he could not run away. Now, in the next slide, I have shown the trough also and the monkey also tied up, so you can see there. When the writer's grandfather saw the monkey, he had a desire to add him to the collection of animals which he had in his zoo at home. So he had many animals with him, and so he also wanted to add up Toto as well. And the writer gives you a description of Toto that he's a pretty monkey. He has bright, shiny eyes, and the eyes are full of mischief. Eyebrows were deeply set on his face. His teeth were like pearls, as you can see, pearly white. And many ladies who belonged to the Anglo-Indian community, they got scared when they saw his teeth whenever he would show his smile. Now, the writer also tells us that Toto's hands were dry and wrinkled as if they had been dried in the sun like pickles. He had a long tail, and the writer's grandfather also thought that the tail added to the good looks of an animal. And the writer believes that Toto's tail was like a third hand for him because it helped him hang from the branch of the tree. Then sometimes he also used to lift up objects, which were out of his hands or out of his reach. Now, the writer's grandmother, children, she was always against the grandfather because he kept on bringing new pets, birds, animals, such things. So, the grandfather thought that they would conceal this fact from her, conceal means hide this fact from her until she was in a good mood. So, whenever she would be in a good mood, then they will tell her that they have got a monkey. And that time they will disclose this to her. Disclose means open this secret in front of her. And the writer and his grandfather, they secured Toto in a little cupboard in the writer's room. They tied him up, okay, and they tied him to a hook in the wall. The bird is written a peg fastened into the wall, so they tied him to a hook in the wall. Then a writer and his grandfather, they went to Toto after a few hours, and then what they saw was quite shocking. Toto had torn up the decorative wallpaper which was there on the wall. He had broken up the hook. He had escaped from his binding also, and he had torn the writer's blazer into thin pieces. The grandfather was quite delighted. He was quite happy to see his adventure. He thought that Toto is very clever because he's learned so quickly. And he said that if they would have given him much more time, he would have tied those thin pieces of the torn blazer together and made a rope out of it, and he would have escaped out of the window. So he believes that Toto is going to be a very clever animal. And the presence is still kept a secret in the house because the grandmother doesn't know. But now he's transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarter where a number of grandfather's pet, they live together. Very sociably together means they live very happily together. Okay. And the zoo had a few animals like a tortoise. There was a pair of rabbits, a squirrel, and the writer's pet goat. But Toto was very naughty. He did not allow the animals to sleep at night. The writer's grandfather had to leave for Sarhanpur the next day. So he decided that he will take Toto along with him because he is quite unmanageable. So what he'll do at home, they don't know. So he thought that I will take him with me. But unfortunately, even the writer was disappointed that he could not accompany his grandfather and Toto on the trip. But his grandfather told him what all happened. He also got a special bag for Toto. So it was made up of a very strong material, and at the bottom of the bag, the grandfather also laid down dry grass. And on the trip, the bag would be Toto's home, and the bag had a zipper. So the grandfather ensured that the bag was closed and Toto will not be able to run out of it. Neither could he come out of the opening as it was closed with the zipper, and the material was so strong that he was not able to bite the material also in order to run away. But still, he made many unsuccessful attempts to come out of the bag. Due to this, many times what happened, the bag would roll on the floor here and there, or it would suddenly jump in the air. And these movements were noticed by the people on the railway platform also, and they were very curious to know what was inside the bag. Now he remained inside the bag only till Saranpur. But as soon as the Saranpur railway station came, Writer's grandfather was taking out his ticket to cross the turnstile. At that time only, Toto peeked out of bed and smiled at the ticket collector. The ticket collector was shocked to see a monkey in grandfather's bag, but he recovered quickly and he said that you are traveling with a dog, so now you will have to pay accordingly. So he tried very unsuccessfully that this is a monkey and not a dog. He insisted that Toto was not even an animal with 4 feet, but the ticket collector was firm and he said that Toto fell in the category of dogs, so grandfather had to pay 3 rupees for Toto's ticket. So grandfather was quite disappointed, and then he also wanted to take revenge from the ticket collector. So what he did, from his pocket he took out his pet tortoise and he said that should I give a ticket for him also. The ticket collector took a close look at the tortoise, pushed it, and told the grandfather that he was not required to buy a ticket for it as it is not a dog. It did not fall in the category of dog. Then, when Writer's grandmother finally came to know about Toto and his presence in the house, she gave him some space in the stable along with the family donkey Nana. But on the first night only in the stable, grandfather visited Toto. He found Nana restless, pulling its rope in order to stay away from the heap of hay. So the donkey very unnecessarily just was trying to keep itself away from the heap of hay. God knows why, but it was doing so. And so grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches and she jerked back, dragging Toto with her. He had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. Toto and Nana never became friends. So Nana jumped back with a jerk after being slapped by the grandfather, and Toto was dragged along with her, and then they could never become friends. Now, in the winter season, Toto enjoyed having a warm bath. He would pretend to be selfish, and before starting his bath, he would check the temperature of the water. And he would also copy our writer. He had seen the writer how he would check the temperature of the water, so he also did the same. What he did, he used to copy him. He used to step into the tub 1 foot at a time. Okay, first 1 foot and then another foot, and finally he would sit in the water with his face out of it. Then he would rub himself up with soap. When the water became cold, he would run out of it to the stove in the kitchen in order to dry himself. Toto got annoyed if people would laugh at him. He would get hurt and then he would refuse to take bath. And the writer also remembers an incident when Toto had almost boiled himself up. So one day what happened? There was a large kettle and water was boiling on the stove. Toto climbed up to the stove and removed the lid from it. He felt that the water was warm enough for him to take a bath. He entered the kettle with his head out of it. So you imagine he's inside the kettle, there is fire beneath the kettle, and he's inside it. Now the water is somewhat okay, tolerable. And when the water started boiling, it became hot for Toto. He thought of coming out of the kettle, but as the temperature outside was cold, he stayed in it. Toto kept on jumping in the kettle for a while. It was when the writer's grandmother arrived that she took the half boiled monkey out of the kettle. Now, the writer says that if there is any part of the brain which is specially devoted to create mischief, to do mischief, then that part in Toto's brain was highly developed as he had great capacity to do mischief. He was always busy doing mischief. Whenever the writer's aunts passed him, he tried to tear their dresses. Okay, and the writer also remembers one more incident when Toto created a lot of mischief. At lunchtime, a dish of rice was placed on the dining table. When the family reached to eat, they found that Toto was eating it. The writer's grandmother screamed at Toto, and in response, what he did, he threw the plate at her. And when the aunts tried to catch Toto, he threw a glass of water in their face. When the grandfather arrived, Toto left the place through a window with the dish of rice along with him. Toto remained out the entire afternoon. Then he sat on a branch of the jackfruit tree, determined to eat all the rice. As the grandmother had screamed on him, he wanted to annoy her further, and so after eating the rice, he threw the dish, and it broke into several pieces. Then, finally, the grandfather realized that Toto was not suitable to be kept at home, and they could not afford the frequent losses that he gave them. He tore the clothes, the curtains, the wallpapers, he broke dishes, so it wasn't feasible to keep him as a pet. So the grandfather sold Toto back to the same Tonga driver for a sum of 3 rupees. So he bought him for 5 rupees. He gave a ticket for him for 3 rupees, and then ultimately he sold him back for 3. So he had a loss of 5 rupees in buying and selling this monkey.